Not everyone gets to walk this field. Only a few make it to this place, and even less win. Coon Rapids has not had a spot in the state tournament in over 30 years. An entire generation has never seen this before, and the young men about to step on the field will have to face all those years of pressure and expectations. But they know what it takes to win. More than skill, more than talent, they need heart. They need will. They need to give it their best.
Throws over the middle, wants Garland. Oh. What a catch! I don't know how he caught that. Rolls, chase, throws on the run, is picked off by Joseph Tarnew. Lots of time, throws over the middle, bobbled and caught. What a catch!
This team, this nation, we're all ready. Fight. Cardinals, fight.
Hello everyone and welcome to US Bank Stadium for CTN's live coverage of the Class 5A state semifinal between the champions of Section 7, Coon Rapids, and the champions from Section 2, the Chaska Hawks. Joe Young, Howie Shapiro up above the action, and Howie, very excited about what this afternoon will hold.
Well, I'm about as excited as a kid in a candy store because this is, first of all, it's an amazing opportunity for these young men here from Coon Rapids and from Chaska as well to take the field in this environment. But I'm a little selfishly, I'm excited for you and I because we get an opportunity to call a very meaningful game from an incredible environment.
Yeah, the winner moving on to the Prep Bowl on Saturday the 30th. This Chaska team defensively has been a monster. They have 3 shutouts in their last 5 games going back to the regular season. The only 3 scores they've given up were on their second string defense late in games. So their top defense has not given up a point in the last 5 weeks. Coon Rapids, a 14-2 win over Spring Lake Park, a division rival in their quarterfinal. In the bottom half, Elk River in a shootout over Moorhead and St. Thomas Academy winning in a shutout. They will play on Saturday night here at US Bank. The first to make it to the Prep Bowl will be decided in just a couple of hours.
Yeah, I mean, it's very exciting, and I know these young men on both sides of the ball, they're going to be nervous a little bit. There's going to be those butterflies, but, you know, they've played so well to get to this point that, once the first couple of snaps are over, you just play your game and you do what you need to do.
Well, we talk about a Chaska team that has a great defense. The Cardinals defense has been outstanding as well, a big reason why they're here, and they've got a number of guys who get the job done. Ty King had a huge game in the quarterfinal.
Yeah, we've talked about him all season long, but Ty in the quarterfinals, 6 tackles, 1 sack, 3 forced fumbles, 1 fumble recovery, and he is just all over the field for this Cardinal defense. And you mentioned it. This game is going to come down, I think, to who can stop the run, I believe. And it'll be very interesting as this game unfolds to see how these two teams figure each other out.
Well, the Hawks did run for 270 yards in that quarterfinal game over Matabidi, and they do so with a couple of guys who are going to put up over 100 yards rushing, but it's neither of them that really gets it going.
Yeah, if you're a Viking fan, you C.J. Ham does so much for that running game where Marcus Holisek does the same thing for this Hawk squad. He really does a nice job, and we'll watch as this game unfolds, how he does a nice job of really leading the way for these running backs. And not only that, Joe, he's their leading tackler, their middle linebacker, so he sets up their defense very active. Cardinals are going to have to chip and try and get a man on him, see if they can get to that next level to get their running game going as well.
Chaska has a number of players who will be playmakers on both sides of the football. Both teams trying to move on to championship Saturday. The winner goes to the Prep Bowl. The Class 5A state semifinal starts next on CTN.
Live coverage of today's game is brought to you by Twin Cities Gateway. Play and stay in the Gateway. And by Rapids Honda, home of the guaranteed 45-minute oil change.
Cardinal Nation well represented at the bank as we get set for kickoff this Class 5A state semifinal.
Yeah, there is a sea of red across the way from us. Nice confines for us here up in the Fox booth, and it's pretty exciting to be able to bring everybody this great contest here from the best venue, I believe, in the land. There's head coach Nick Russin. Had a chance to talk to him yesterday, and boys are excited. Boys are ready. They practiced obviously indoors this past week, and they're ready to come out and show them what kind of squad they have.
Cardinals won the toss, deferred, and so Findlay to kick it away to Snuggerud and Fontaine, and this one will be taken by Fontaine at the 3-yard line, looking for room on the right side, trying to get around the corner, and does met as he gets to the 23 and forced out of bounds. And down on the sideline in front of Cardinal Nation is our Jen Halverson. Jen?
Thanks, Joe. Earlier this week on Tuesday, Mayor of Coon Rapids, Jerry Cook, proclaimed that today, Friday, November 15th, is officially Cardinals Nation Day in the city of Coon Rapids. Now, this is the first appearance for this Cardinals program since 1983 at state. There was a huge turnout to send the team off this morning at the high school by police, fire stations, and 5 fan buses. Now, it was all led by Mayor Jerry Cook himself, Chief of Police Brad Weiss sporting a Cardinals leather jacket, and Coon Rapids' #1 fan, Red, who's here on the sidelines with us today. Joe?
Thank you. That was Matthew Kuntz on the carry on first down. Nice gain out to the 34 and a first down for the Chaska Hawks.
There's Red. Keep an eye on the point of attack here today because both lines are going to be trying to fire off the ball. You saw a nice job by the Chaska front line offensively to open up a hole and pick up some nice yardage.
Handoff goes to Kuntz again, met in the back field. It's Miles Taylor first to wrap him up, and David Jeebley there to help finish it off.
We talked about in the intro about how important the defenses are here in this game, and you saw there is a great job by Taylor to beat his man off the line of scrimmage, able to get into the backfield to create the loss.
Well, this is an offense, as we talked about, for the Chaska Hawks, ran for close to 300 yards, but they also had decent passing numbers from Wirtz. Wirtz didn't throw a lot, but he had a very high completion percentage, and he threw a touchdown as well. Wirtz rolling to his left, throws, passes complete, and chased out of bounds after a short gain is Nick Snuggerud. It'll set up 3rd and about 8.
Yeah, and this is definitely something that the Hawks do not want to be in second and third and long situations.
And a big play early on in this football game for both the Chaska offense and the Coon Rapids defense.
Yeah, defense would like to come in this situation and force a 3-and-out. Or that's not a 3-and-out. They did get the first down on that first play, but come and stop them here on this second drive.
Wirtz on 3rd down, looking to his left, waits now, throws, pass, picked up by Shai Williams. Williams is forced out of bounds at the Chaska 40-yard line. The Cardinal defense strikes first.
Yeah, he certainly would love to have that pass back, but it was a little high, and Shai Williams right there at the right time picks that ball off. They're going to have great field positions. They're going to start from the 40 for their first drive of this afternoon. Yeah, just a beautiful play by Shai Williams, making sure that he got that ball, able to get some additional yards after the interception. Not a great throw, and we talked about they love to run, don't throw as much, but they love to have that one back.
Van Holzen out of the shotgun on 1st and 10. Play action, bubble screen goes Sonny Tao left side. And he is dragged out of bounds after a very short gain. It'll be second at about 9.
The Cardinals love to implement that bubble screen, and that time you saw both Jordan Doe and Sonny Tao, and Avant Shannon trying to block there. Fortunately, for the Hawks, they were able to come off that block and limit it to a small gain.
Second and 9. Van Holzen looks right now, throws, wants to go long for Garlick over the top, and that one is picked off, and Chaska will take it right back inside their own 10-yard line.
Boy, that was great coverage by Cage Montoya as he was running step for step with Ryan Garlick, and we've seen the Cardinals love to get Garlick to chance behind the defense, but watch him step for step, and he made a beautiful play that he was able to make a play on the ball, get the interception, and both teams now committing turnovers on their first drives.
Hawks will come out backed up deep in their own end. They'll start 1st and 10 from their own 7-yard line.
Coach Russin talking to Jake Van Holzen.
Full house pistol in the backfield. Wirtz trying to get the Cardinals to jump. Won't be successful, and
Will the play clock operator please reset the play clock to 25 seconds? Start it on my ready. Thank you.
so they'll go to that punt pistol. A lot of options in the backfield here for the Chaska Hawks. Handoff goes to Coon, trying to bounce outside and gets a nice gain as he's dragged down by Tarnu out at the 15.
That's coming back. Our officials discussing it.
Flag laying at the 8-yard line. There's another flag over on the far side at the 7. There's the hold on Tedrow.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both on the offense.
No, there was no hold.
Illegal formation. Too many players in the backfield. That penalty is declined. Personal foul, chop block, offense. That penalty being forced half the distance to the goal. Replay, first down.
Yeah, so they're going to call the chop block. Both flags called on the Hawks. There's head coach Brian Dahl. Had a nice opportunity to talk to him yesterday as well. And they were concerned coming in specifically on that front line of Coon Rapids defense. They knew that they were going to have to win that battle, the point of attack.
And now 1st and 13 from their own 3-yard line. Handoff again to Wirtz. He tripped a little bit, and that led to him getting stopped in the backfield. Tarnu, first one there. It'll be 1st and 14 from the 2. And they have yet to hand it off to Klotz. Klotz had 3 touchdowns for the Hawks in this quarterfinal round.
Miles Taylor did a nice job of getting a hand on him to slow him up. And then, as you mentioned, Joseph Tarnu there to finish him off.
Wirtz 3 yards deep in the end zone to take the snap. Handoff goes to Klotz. He's wrapped up immediately, dropped right there at the 3. Minimal gain. It'll be 3rd and long from deep in their own end.
Yeah, again, defense for Coon Rapids just doing a good job of playing their assignments. You know, staying at home, staying in their lanes, making sure that they let their other teammates do what their assignments are, and that leads to a play like that on defense.
Well, and here's a position where if you're Chaska, you have to be in a passing frame of mind, but you have to protect the football.
You really do, and you talked about it. He didn't pass a lot last week, but when he did, he was efficient. And Coon Rapids certainly knows that.
Snugger, the lone receiver, wide to the left. Wirtz wants to throw. He's going to air it out. He's got it behind the defense. The pass is complete. And here goes Snuggerud. No one's going to catch him. That's going to be a 97-yard touchdown for the Chaska Hawks, and they're on the board first.
Wow, that's just a tough play and a good job. Nice throw. A nice job by him just watching where that ball was. He was in between two defenders. Then both defenders ended up falling after the catch, and there was nobody to contest it, and he's going to go to the end zone for the first score here of the afternoon. And Chaska with a really nice long pass play. You'd never think your first touchdown is going to be that kind of play, but nonetheless, they were successful.
Good protection and a lovely pass. And unfortunately, for the Cardinals, Snuggerud snuck in behind the defense and took it all the way to the house, a 97-yard score. Snuggerud adds the extra point, and it is a 7-0 lead for Chaska.
Yeah, again, you talked about the protection up front, and that was the key to that play. They allowed Snuggerud to get to the behind the defense, and really there was coverage there, but the pass was exactly where it needed to be. Look at the protection, the double team on Miles Taylor, and then there's the throw, just a step behind the defense, and great concentration to look it into his hands. And then unfortunately for the Coon Rapids Cardinals, both defensive backs fell, and Snuggerud with an easy path to the end zone for this first touchdown of the afternoon for Chaska and for the game. Three plays, 93 yards, a minute and 43. That long pass to Snuggerud, 97 yards.
Well, that's something Coon Rapids really hasn't done much at all this year, is give up big plays. They don't come much bigger than that. A 97-yard pass from Wirtz to Snuggerud to start the scoring in this state semifinal.
Well, Wirtz has to love the fact that the big boys up front did a nice job protecting him, allowing him to throw that pass.
And now Snuggerud to kick it away. Angled, and that one is going to bounce and go out of bounds, and the Cardinals will take the illegal procedure penalty.
Yeah, nice field position for Coon Rapids to start their second drive of the game, and one now they trail 7-0.
Free kick out of bounds on the kicking team, number 6. The ball will be placed at the 35-yard line. First down.
So Coon Rapids, an early turnover, and then the long play given up. Find themselves trailing 7-0. Still early in the first quarter as Van Holzen and the Cardinals take over from their own 35-yard line. On first down, handoff goes to Jeebly. It's hit in the backfield and dropped for a short loss. It'll be second and 11.
Yeah, good front push for the defense for Chaska. Able to get a nice tackle on David Jeebly to cause that yard loss.
This Hawks defense, definitely one of the top programs in the state of Minnesota. Quarterback option, Van Holzen fakes the pitch, keeps it, and falls forward across the 40. It'll be 3rd and 5.
Yeah, the fake allowed him to gain some additional yardage. It looked like he was going to try and turn upfield, but just lost his footing there.
And now it's a big 3rd down for the Coon Rapids offense. Trying to answer after giving up the game's first score. Joe, the man in motion, he gets the carry, trying to get around outside, spins, and stopped after a short gain. It'll be 4th and 3, and the Cardinals will be forced to punt.
Nice lateral pursuit by the Hawks as they weren't going to get beat at that point of attack, and again, doing a good job of just getting to Jordan Doe to make sure he wasn't going to gain enough yardage to keep the sticks moving. Klotz on the tackle for Chaska.
3 and out. Tarnu on to punt, standing just inside his own 30. Nick Snuggerud is the return man, standing at his own 23-yard line. And And a good punt from Tarnu, and it's bobbled. Snuggerud able to scoop it up, though, and make forward progress out to the 34-yard line. It took a fortunate bounce, and he was able to get back on top of it.
Well, and that ball came to him so quickly that the special team players from Coon Rapids couldn't get there in time to see if they could recover that. So they were fortunate in that situation, but they'll have pretty decent field position to start this next drive, up 7-0.
Ball spotted at their 33. Little breathing room for the Hawks as they come onto the field this time. Receiver either side for Wirtz on first down. The man in motion. And the handoff is to Kuntz. He's wrapped up in the backfield and dropped for a loss.
It was David Jeebley, I believe, on the. It was Miles Taylor on that. Well, again, we saw Miles Taylor being double teamed, but.
Oh, I'm sorry, it was Kuntz.
Yeah, it was Kuntz. Yeah, I mean, Miles did a nice job of fighting off his block and then just angling in to get Kuntz for the loss. I mean, you look at that situation. That was Austin Arnold just got beat by Miles Taylor.
2nd and 11. Shotgun with a couple of running backs. Handoff goes to Kuntz. Nice hole left side. Good spurt to get him out to the 38-yard line. It'll be 3rd and about 5.
That time, a nice job by the left side of the offensive line for Chaska to open a bit of a hole for Kuntz. That was Jordan Nolan on the tackle for the Cardinals.
Cardinal defense would love to respond in kind and force the Hawks 3 and out. Try and get the ball back for their offense as quickly as possible. 3 receivers in the game this time for Wirtz. They do a little counter into the middle and a first down run out to the 44-yard line for Colden Dodds.
Oh, we talked about the fact that this running game is so good for Chaska, and they've got a number of different young men that can run the ball. That time, the defense pursuing laterally, and the nice counter allowed them to pick up room going through the middle.
Well, they've definitely got to respect the big playability of Kuntz.
Yep.
And then they counter with Dodds coming back across the green inside. He picks up 6. First down at the 44-yard line. Dodds in motion again. He'll get the fake to give to him. Wirtz on the keeper. Finds a hole and has a first down into Coon Rapids territory. Marked down at the 41-yard line.
A little bit of trickery there as the defense was pursuing the other way, and Wirtz did a nice job. You're going to see it here. Defense going the opposite way, and Wirtz able to go to just step up to his left and then cut up the middle to pick up that first down.
Chaska now 1st and 10 from the Coon Rapids 41-yard line. 4.5 to play opening quarter. They already lead 7-0. The pitch going to Snuggerud, and he's shoved out of bounds by Shai Williams.
Yeah, Shai didn't bite on that move. He was able to push him back for a yard loss. We'll see it again. I mean, watch number 5 as the pitch comes out. And he's just going to make sure that he stayed with the ball carrier.
Maintain the corner.
Yep.
Let's see, give him a 2-yard loss. 2nd and 12 from the 43. Wirtz on play action, rolls right, is chased, throws, passes behind the intended receiver.
Boy,
that was nearly intercepted.
Yeah.
Spencer Getz reached back for it and may have prevented that interception because he was able to get a hand on it.
Yeah, very dangerous situation. And watch Jordan Nolan come into your picture, number 9 for Coon Rapids, and he's going to get pressure Wirtz. And you're right. I think Jeebley got a hand on it.
Third and 12 now for
Actually, that was Bernard Hibbler got the hand on it.
Chaska. Rolling and throwing his worst pass is complete. And dragged out of bounds well short of a first down is Snuggerud. Good coverage on the play by Ethan Tedrow.
Well, this certainly is most likely, it looks like they're going to go for it. It's going to be 4 down territory in this situation.
Fourth and 6 from the Coon Rapids 37-yard line.
Big play for the Coon Rapids defense here. They can't bite on the fake.
3 receivers left for Wirtz on 4th down, and Ty King gets there. He was able to flip it to Coons, but Ty King was there immediately.
Well, and Wirtz is coming off. He's limping. I mean, that's a play he should have just, he's fortunate. That's a play he probably just should have eaten the football. We're going to see it again. Look at the push up front. Look at Ty King. As you see, he's kind of turned awkwardly on his knee. And then Bernard Hibbler is going to wrap him up to make sure that he doesn't gain any additional yardage. No, actually, that was Lawson, big number 92.
Loss of 7 yards, so Coon Rapids takes over 1st and 10 from the 44. They're going to say that he was down before he flipped that ball away. So Cardinals take over at the 44. A handoff to G-Bleak. He picks up a couple.
Yeah, and Wirtz is getting looked at over on the sideline. That would be his left. I don't know if it's his knee or his ankle. I think it's his ankle that they're looking at. He's trying to put some weight on it. Seems to be okay.
Second and 8 from the 46. Doe, the man in motion. With time, Van Holzen throws. Tau is there, complete. Got hit hard, but held on for a first down to the Hawks' 43-yard line.
Well, that's the impressive part to me from Sonny Tau is that, the ball took a bit to get there, allowed the defender to come over. But watch Sonny Tau just make sure he's going to absorb this hit from Klotz. Oh, I'm sorry, that was
Cage Montoya.
Yeah, Montoya who
had the interception.
Yep.
1st and 10. They go back to the bubble screen. Tau on the left side. Ball came out, and the Hawks have it. A strip and a recovery for Michael Brown.
Well, again, and again, we saw that the last time they threw that bubble screen to this side of the field is that Chaska, the defenders, did a really good job of getting off the blocks. I mean, look at the defenders, both of Von Shannon and, well, especially Von Shannon, wasn't able to hold that edge. And they're going to take the ball away from them. And unfortunately for Coon Rapids, that'll be their second turnover. And we talked about turnovers, Joe, and the one thing that either side can ill afford, and already 2 for the Cardinals. Their senior Michael Brown able to make a great play.
Well, he got the strip actually as he was being shook from the tackle, but able to strip the ball, and then it just was right there for him on the turf. A big takeaway is the Cardinal offense was trying to find some momentum here in the first quarter. 2:59 on the clock as Chaska takes over 1st and 10 from their own 46-yard line. Wirtz is still out there. Handoff goes to Kuntz up the middle. Great push into Cardinal territory to the 47. A gain of 7.
We talked about it in the beginning of this contest, is that whoever wins that point of attack is going to establish things, especially on the ground. And you saw that push by the big boys up front for the Hawks as they were able to pick up some nice yardage on that run. And certainly a team as good as Chaska, you can't give them too many of these kind of chances because they're going to make you pay.
2nd and 3 from the Coon Rapids 47. Wirtz out of the shotgun. Handoff goes to Kuntz again, and he is going to have a first down to the 43.
Again, you see him go continued good push up front.
First and 10 again for the Hawks. Handoff goes to Kuntz. He's wrapped up and dropped almost immediately. It's Ty King on the tackle. Short gain on the play.
Yeah, that time Ty did a nice job of fighting off his blocker up front. You're going to see just really nice job of getting past his man. I think he missed his assignment there, and Ty King's able to stop him for a short gain.
On 2nd and 9, Wirtz on the keeper. Tried to run over TJ, and that's not a wise idea.
No, I mean, look at it again. I think it was actually was it Nolan that he tried to?
It's not.
No,
Nolan.
that was Hibbler.
The Hibbler.
Yep.
Gain of 2 sets up 3rd and 7 from the 40. They go to that full house backfield pistol look again. Lone receiver Snuggerud up in single coverage against Shy Williams. Handoff goes to their big man, and rumbling forward for a gain of 3 is Marcus Holisek.
Yeah, we talked about Holisek in the opening. He's certainly not going to get the accolades for running the ball, but he is going to get the accolades for leading the way. And he's been able to do that here so far, but give him an opportunity to try and pick it up. And now it's 4th and short.
4th and 3 as we reach the end of the first quarter. Chaska Hawks have a 7-0 lead. You're watching CTN's live coverage of the Class 5A state semifinal. Cardinal Nation looking for a reason to cheer. The defense is held for a big 4th down opportunity. The Hawks already 0 for 1 on 4th down. Direct snap goes to Klotz, and he breaks free. And he's into the end zone. That's going to be a 36-yard touchdown on 4th down for Steve-O Klotz.
Yeah, that's all on your guys up front, creating that opportunity for Klotz to get through that hole. And you saw the surge by that front from Chaska, and really just pushing that entire defense back towards the end zone. And Klotz did the rest, did a nice job. I mean, look at that surge up front and the hole that he had to run through. A great block there.
Only running into his own guys.
Yeah, but a great block by Dewandis Yaumans, as he's able to get a Cardinal defender away and allow him to sneak through that hole. And now the Hawks have a point away from a 14-point lead.
On 4th and short, they go to the Wildcat, and Klotz breaks free for a 36-yard touchdown. The kick for Snuggerud is up and good. And the Chaska Hawks lead this one 14-0 early in the second quarter.
Yeah, now puts that much more pressure on Coon Rapids to try and answer here, down by 2 scores with 11:51 remaining in the opening half.
Still a lot of football to be played, but for
football.
Coon Rapids, 2 turnovers in that opening quarter.
Well, obviously this is the biggest stage of these young men's careers here, playing in the U.S. Bank Stadium in the semifinals of the state tournament, and obviously coming into this game not expecting to be behind 14-0. So it puts a little more pressure on both sides of the ball for the Cardinals. But, we've seen it all year long. They're a good team, and they can answer. And it's just a matter of not turning the ball over. 6 plays, 54 yards, took 3:08 off the clock. That was a Steve O'Klotz 36-yard run for the score on 4th down. Puts his team up by 2 scores.
For the Chaska Hawks, just what they wanted to do to start this semifinal. Hawks were here last year in the state tournament, but it lost in the quarterfinal round to eventual champion Owatonna. The return by Jeebly out across the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Head coach Rustin is, just trying to regroup his boys and talk about them, saying, I'm sure he's saying there's plenty of time. Let's just do what we do best and execute our game plan, but do not turn the ball over.
Van Holzen out of the shotgun on 1st and 10. Play action, pumps, now throws, wants Garlick, overthrown, incomplete.
Again,
Montoya on the coverage again.
Trying to use his speed in Garlick to get behind the defense. We've seen that this year where they've been able to do that.
On 2nd and down, pass bobbled and caught by Sonny Tao. Nice grab, gain of 5. It'll set up 3rd and 5.
Yeah, that was just a nice concentration from Sonny to bring that one in. And he's a little slow to get up.
It's another one where I just put in a position to make that catch where he was to be imminently hit. And trainer Jeremy Shepard over to have a look as he is still on the turf.
Yeah, he wanted to get up immediately, and Jeremy told him, just let me take a look at you first. Make sure you're okay before he allow you to get up and walk off the field under your own power. And we're glad that's the case.
Well, and he's one of the several offensive players for this Coon Rapids team that spent significant time on the sidelines this season with injury. They would like to not lose him. Another big 3rd down situation for this Coon Rapids offense. Tedrow is the flanker on the left side. Doe, the man in motion. Handoff goes to Jeebly, hit immediately and stopped for no gain. Cardinals will be forced 3 and out once more.
Yeah, trying to test the middle of that Hawk defense. We have another Cardinal down on the field. I can't see who that is. It's Andre Campbell. Yeah, Andre missed some time earlier in the season. I don't know if we can see what happened here. Is that, again, nice job by that defense to close that
there
bit of
you
a hole.
saw it. The pile came in on the side of his knee, and he got folded over.
Yeah. Yeah, and Andre is a big part of their offensive line, and obviously they had to adjust on the fly without him earlier in the season, but had been healthy the last number of games. But I hate to see that young man
clearly in a lot of pain on the field, as the Cardinals staring at a punting situation again after the Hawks were able to double their lead to 14-0.
Yeah, Jeremy Shepard was, I think, attending to Sonny Tao when that happened, and we'll see if he can walk off under his own power.
Not going to put much pressure and no pressure at all on that right leg. And that is a tough situation for that young man and his whole team.
Great turnout across the way. A lot of red, a sea of red across from us. Wishing that young man well. Now you see Joseph Tardo will punt the ball away here. 11:03 remaining in the half. Cardinals trailing 14-0.
Well, and Snuggerud on the last one bobbled it and then was able to get back on top of it, get about a 5-yard return out of the deal. But we've seen him on that opening touchdown. He's got speed.
He does.
Tarnu. Line drive punt. Fair catch made at the 31-yard line.
Well, Joe, now the key here for the Cardinals, you've got to stop them on this drive. I mean, you certainly do not want to fall behind any more than you already are in this situation. But, again, you've got to do a great job on defense, just making sure you limit what they want to do, put a hold on that running game, and see if they can force a 3-and-out, because that would be big in this situation, even though there's plenty of football left ahead of us tonight.
Yes, stops on defense would be big. Wirtz brings the offense up, 1st and 10 from the 32. Snuggerud, the man in motion. It's going to be the quarterback option right. Pitch goes to Snuggerud, runs into his blocker, and then wrapped up by Tarnu and stopped right there. He's out to the 35, a gain of 3.
Yeah,
Tarnu just pushed his blocker right back into him.
That play looked like it was going to go for some nice yardage, but you're right. Tarnu doing just a really nice job of not realizing where he was on the field, realizing after the pitch, and he's, again, able to make a play on the football.
Well, if he doesn't make that play,
that's what I'm
Snuggerud gets past that block, he's got a lot of room to run.
Yep.
2nd and 7 from the 35. Wirtz wants to throw, looks left, passes, caught, and it's going to be a first down for Patrick Fontaine.
Yeah, just a nice slant by Fontaine, and again, he gets into that soft part of the defense where the Cardinals defender's not able to stop that, and just a nice little soft pass to him, and moves the chains.
Needed 7, got 7, 1st and 10 from the 42. Handoff goes to Coon's big hole. He's out to midfield. A gain of 7.
Yeah, again, just
make it 8.
Just a great job that offensive line is doing for Chaska. Just winning that battle. You win that battle at the point of attack, you open a hole like that, especially to a team that has such a good running game like the Hawks do. It makes your afternoon much longer.
Coons has clearly been the workhorse for the Hawks on offense in this first half. He'll get the fake, and Wirtz tries to get outside. He's got enough for a first down. Ball came out after the stop, but he'll have a first down to the Coon Rapids 46.
You'll see it again here. And again, look at the push up front. Look at the hole as he's able to get to the outside and pick up that first down before Jeebley brings him to the turf.
Another first down for the Hawks, this time from the Coon Rapids 46. The keeper again by Wirtz. Another nice gain. He dives forward to the 38-yard line. A gain of 8.
And we have another Cardinal down on the field in a lot of pain. Oh, it's Ty King. He's getting up.
There's nobody pulling at you. That's inside back. That was weak. Go.
King got back up, started walking, but being supported by Shepard at midfield. Shepard all of a sudden very busy in the last handful of plays.
He really has been, and not in a good way, unfortunately for Coon Rapids.
Yeah, you are. You are. No. When they pull at you.
King clearly favoring the one leg.
Let's see, watch the middle of your screen. There he is right there, and Taylor
and
is
Miles comes flying in
out
at the knee. Well, fortunately, it doesn't look like his foot was planted, so
Nope.
maybe he'll be able to bounce back.
Let's hope so. He's too much of a talent not to have on the football field for this defense.
2nd and 3 for Chaska from the 39. Handoff goes to Coons. He's going to be stopped just short of a first, but it'll be 3rd and very short.
Kevin Layton on the tackle for Coon Rapids. Just put him in obviously a 3rd and short situation.
They call it 2. It's a short 2. Ball just inside the Coon Rapids 38-yard line. 7:45 to play, second quarter. Chaska already leading 14-0. Here's that Wildcat with Klotz, and Klotz will get the first down to the 37 or to the 32.
Again, just another nicely sustained drive so far here for Chaska as they continue to move the sticks on the ground.
Chaska stands are fired up. They've had plenty to cheer about in their opening half. And their offense looking to add to a 14-0 lead. 1st and 10 from the Coon Rapids 33-yard line. Handoff again goes to Holisek, and this ball comes out. Cardinals are on top of it. Flag is down on the field. I'm not sure if it came down before Holisek went down, and it did. Coon Rapids, a huge takeaway.
Wow, that's a big one. That's the 2nd turnover of the day for the Hawks, and that's huge because Chaska was driving. Jordan Nolan coming up with the fumble recovery for the
Ruling
defense.
on the field is a fumble recovered by the defense. First down.
The Cardinals needed that, Joe. You see it again.
Holisek, nice blocking. Bounce off first tackle was Shy Williams. It just ripped in, just reaches in and just pulls it out of his hands right there.
Yeah. Oh,
right
yeah.
call
Beautiful.
by our official. And a great recovery by Jordan Nolan.
Well, to stay in bounds, too. Make sure he wasn't out of bounds when he recovered it as well. But
Cardinals with an empty backfield on 1st and 10 from their own 26-yard line. Van Holzen throws over the middle for Tao. Incomplete, just out of his reach.
Just out of his reach is right. He did a nice job of splitting the defense, and he was wide open. And he's got some speed. He's able to catch that in stride.
Would have been a big gain.
Would have been a huge gain.
There was no safety over the middle.
No, it would have been a huge gain if he'd been able to catch that one. That Jake was just a hair off. And it still managed to go off his hands, but just a hair.
Hawks showing blitz in the middle on 2nd and 10. Cedillo is the lone receiver on the right side. Ryan Garlick in the backfield with Van Holzen. Van Holzen sets up the screen, blocked away by Klotz. What a big defensive play by a guy who's already made a couple of big offensive plays, including a touchdown.
Yeah, Van Holzen tried to loft that one over Klotz and didn't get quite enough loft on it.
And now Coon Rapids with 3rd and 10, in danger of going 3 and out for the 3rd straight time.
Yeah, and this is certainly not the down you want to be in if you're Coon Rapids. Not that they don't have a good passing game, but it's just so much more pressure against a defense like this is going to be coming after them.
On 3rd down, Van Holzen waits, now throws, wants Tao. That pass is tipped away. Good coverage by Cornea. And Coon Rapids will go 3 and out.
Yeah, it's, again, the situation offensively that they can ill afford. Again, just the pass a little underthrown.
Punt team on again for the Cardinals. And it should set Chaska up with good field position once more. Tarnu standing at his own 13-yard line. Good high punt, fair catch, called for and made right at the 40-yard line by Snuggerud. Not quite midway through this second quarter, Chaska has controlled up 14-0. They get the ball back at their own 40.
Yeah, and again, now you're putting pressure on your defense. You got to come in and make another stop here against an offense that was moving the ball the last time out. It's good to see Ty King back in the ball game for Coon Rapids. So you talked about how his foot was not planted when he took that hit. That was the fortunate part. You are correct.
Wirtz out of the shotgun on 1st and 10. Strong side right for the Chaska offense. Handoff goes to Coons, trying to come back to the near side. Good pursuit by the Cardinals. Holds him to a gain of about 2.
Tone Manos able to come in and from his safety position and make a play for the short gain. There's the handoff to Kuntz, and Antonio gets a hand on him.
Second and 8 now. Wirtz wants to throw, looks right, passes complete, and a big gain for Jamal Akins down to the 30-yard line of the Cardinals.
And that was such a pretty pass as well by Wirtz. He was able to fire it in there. Again, look at the good protection up front, and just a nice, a little bit behind him actually, but a nice adjustment by Akins to pull in that ball.
28-yard gain sets him up 1st and 10 from the Coon Rapids 30.
Well, I like that play call because you're running the football, and all of a sudden you mix that throw in. It was a nice, just really a nice pattern.
Handoff in the middle, and really no room to run this time for Kuntz. He stopped for no gain. It took a gaggle of Cardinals to bring him down. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Cardinal faithful across the way, trying to get this defense fired up. We talked about great turnout from Cardinal Nation here on Cardinal Nation Day.
Out of the shotgun, Wirtz hands off again. Kuntz stopped after a short gain. It'll be 3rd and 9. A lot of nervous, quiet energy on the visiting sideline. A lot of jubilation on the sideline of the Chaska Hawks so far. 3rd and 9 from the Coon Rapids 29 out of the shotgun. Wirtz will hand off to Klotz. Spins away from first contact, and he stopped after a very short gain. It'll be 4th down. 1 for 2 on 4th down are the Chaska Hawks. One was a run by Klotz for 36 yards and a score.
You see Jordan Nolan on the tackle for Coon Rapids. Again, one of the leaders on that defensive side of the ball. And now it's a little more difficult of a 4th down to get. Obviously, we saw that touchdown on 4th down. There was a long run. But, I mean, this is an opportunity now of the defense, again, to get a stop here and avoid any more points on the board here on this, allowing Chaska to score any additional points here on this drive.
Well, Wirtz has shown the ability of this team to throw the ball as well, but they've got a number of different running backs that are dangerous when they carry as well.
So the Hawks call this timeout, talk about things on 4th and long.
Well, it's not a must for the Chaska Hawks at all, but to put a third score on the board before the half would be huge. Red looking for a reason to celebrate as well. Cardinal Nation getting fired up. Big 4th down play for their defense. They've held on 4th down once. Been able to turn the Chaska Hawks over on downs. Oh, they're going to send out Snuggerud to attempt a 45-yard field goal.
Well, he's got a leg, and we saw him in warm-ups kicking some long field goals. Longest is 46.
This is a good long kick, and it is wide left. He definitely had the distance, but wide left, no good. And Coon Rapids glad to get away without dropping any more points. And of course, when you kick field goals in high school and you're at they take over at their own 20 on a miss.
Yep.
So it's really not that risky a play for those long field goals.
No, it's not at this situation. And the way this defense for Chaska is playing too, it allows them to take a chance there.
Coon Rapids also with 2 turnovers in this first half so far. And they've been gone 3 and out on 3 different occasions. Doe trapped in the backfield, able to spin free, but more and more purple jerseys come, and somehow he's able to turn that into an 8-yard gain.
Yeah, how did he come out from that scrum?
I don't know.
Yeah,
the first couple of guys he got away from, but the purple jerseys kept coming, and somehow he was still able to break free and pick up 8. First catch of the day for Jordan Doe. And now 2nd and 2. Play action. Pass is complete to Sonny Tao. He's got a first down out to the 40.
And this is what they need. They need to start moving the ball a little bit too. If they can come down and take a sustained drive, there's only 2:41 remaining in the half.
If they can put points on the board, it would be huge. They do get the ball to start the second half.
That would be correct.
Only the 2nd first down of the ball game for the Cardinals. Play action. Van Holzen in trouble and wrapped up and taken down by Klotz. The sack is a loss of 4.
Yeah, that's definitely something that hurts Coon Rapids. Now puts them in 2nd and long. And again, good surge by the defense, able to beat their man at the point of attack and come back and throw Van Holzen for a loss.
Coon Rapids still has all 3 timeouts. On 2nd and long, Van Holzen chased out of the pocket, looks, throws on the run, incomplete. Got it to Sonny Tao. Good coverage on the play. Would have been just about 2 yards shy of a first down, and now it's 3rd and long.
Yeah, well, Jake was able to roll to his left and get away from a defender, so he was able to try and deliver that ball to Tao. And again, as he realizes there's some pressure coming at him.
There's a flag in the backfield.
It might be a hold at this situation because there was a lot of pressure coming up front.
Holding, offense number 77. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay, 2nd down.
Yeah, I mean, again, pressure, and certainly that was.
And from the spot of the foul, looks like it's sitting at the 31, so 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage already. And they're going to march him back. We'll see if they spot it on the 21. That will make it 2nd and 29.
Yeah, that was Marcus Holisak that was putting pressure in and got past and forced Jake to leave the pocket.
Not a lot of the playbook for 2nd and 29, and the Hawks are going to bring pressure. Cardinals go to the receiver screen, and Doe is swarmed behind the line for a loss. That'll be 3rd and forever.
Yeah, that's not one play that That's going to get you positive yardage, unfortunately. Now it's 3rd and a whole bunch.
And a timeout by the Chaska Hawks. They know they're going to, it's a good chance they get it back here with pretty good field position.
Absolutely.
And this defense, I'm going to go ahead and go way out on a limb that they don't give up 3rd and 31 conversions very often.
No, definitely not. So they're moving the clock back to 1:39. So putting 3 seconds back on the clock as the Cardinals will call play here on 3rd and a mile. I think the Cardinals will try to get some yardage here, obviously, and try and pin Chaska back if they can with a punt. There's the Sea of Red we've been talking about all day. Cardinal Nation out in full force.
What do you call on 3rd and 31 from your own 19? Cardinals need to get it to midfield for a first down. Van Holzen, empty backfield, steps up, wrapped up and dropped.
Lose a couple.
And flags fly late. Gavin Layton pleading his case, so most likely going to march the Cardinals back even further. And they're going to punt from their own end zone.
Yeah, it's a difficult situation here. I mean, give credit to the defense from Chaska. They're just doing such a nice job of pressuring.
When you know something happened because 2 flags flew at the same time, and Layton immediately started pleading his case.
Dead ball, personal foul. Offense number 77, late hit.
So it'll be a late hit.
That foul will be enforced half the distance to the goal. The down counts. 4th down.
Not the way this first half has gone, the way the Cardinals felt it should go, or it certainly had hoped it would go.
Well, and the defense now going to be put out there with the task. They really cannot allow Chaska to add any more points before the half.
When again, even though
Chaska's going to have good field position.
Right. Even though your kicker missed that one from long, you don't want to give him another chance because he's a pretty good kicker.
Because the foul was the only reason the clock stopped under 2 minutes, Chaska has elected to have the clock start on the snap.
It's like they're going to place the ball at the 9 where it's 4th and 41.
What's in your playbook for
Punt?
4th and 41? Punt.
Unless you have the greatest fake punt ever created
in the history of man.
Standing halfway through his end zone is Tarnu to punt this one away. Snuggerud standing at the Coon Rapids 45 to return a good punt. Snuggerud backs up, takes it from the 43. Looking to run to the left, has a nice return and chased out of bounds inside the 25. They'll mark him at the 23-yard line.
Well, worked out perfectly for the Hawks as they were able to force that punt from way back in the Cardinals close to their end zone.
And just one of those penalties you couldn't take.
Yep.
Couple of penalties on that drive, and you talked about the Chaska defense coming in, how strong they've been.
They have.
They have definitely held true to form here in this opening half. And their offense comes on, takes over at the Coon Rapids 23-yard line. $1:24 remains in the first half. An opportunity to make it a 3-score game before heading to the locker room. A trip to the Prep Bowl is on the line. Wirtz with 4 receivers on first down, wants to throw, chased, pumps, and is taken down by Ty King way in the backfield.
Well, that'll take you out of a potential field goal situation.
We'll see where, because he really didn't head back upfield. They're going to mark him down at the 35.
Chaska
So
That's our
officially
third
a
and final
loss
charge
of
timeout
12.
the first half.
And the Hawks will take their final timeout there.
Well, again, yeah, and that was the best case scenario, well, almost the best case scenario. Turnover would have been the best case scenario for the Cardinal defense, but that's a pretty good point anyway. Now, regardless, is the fact that you're able to push them back and make it a longer field for them from the 35.
Well, I wonder, you take over at the 23 as well as your offensive line is dictating the line of scrimmage. Why are you not running the ball? You got a minute 24 remaining and a timeout. That's plenty of time to score from 23 yards out with a rushing attack like this and the opportunity to stop the clock when the chains move.
Well, the Cardinals, I'm just looking over at the scoreboard, have 35 yards of total offense, 32 through the air, only 3 yards on the ground, and just 2 first downs in this first half.
Meanwhile, 249 yards of offense and 10 first downs for the Chaska
and balanced.
Hawks. They are here with a 2nd and 22. Rolling left is Wirtz, wants to throw, does. Tipped away by David Jeebley. Great coverage in the zone.
Yeah, good coverage as Wirtz trying to roll to his left to try and find an open receiver. See it here. As good coverage as you talked about, and Jeebley getting a hand on it.
Well, and even if it gets through to Snuggerud, he was well covered by Ryan Corey on the play. And now 3rd and very long for the Chaska Hawks. Snuggerud is the man in motion. Pass goes over the middle, incomplete, looking for Carver Miller.
And Miller was open too, just that too much on that pass. So the Hawks are 1 of 2 on 4th down.
No, 1 of 3. Oh, 1 of 2. That's right. They didn't go for it.
They didn't go.
They kicked the
field
goal attempt. Coon Rapids takes a timeout. 1:09 to go first half.
Well, Joe, you touched on it. I mean, if they can avoid any additional points here to close the first half.
Really, to go in down 14-0, not terrible for Coon Rapids after the first half they've had. A couple of turnovers, an offense that has sputtered, a defense that has given up a couple of really big plays.
Well, if you like what you're watching, certainly like us on Facebook, CTN Coon Rapids. Make sure you check us out. If you're the one person in Coon Rapids that hasn't done that yet, make sure you do. And make sure you like us. It must be Mohawk Day.
Bleach blonde day. I don't see many Mohawks.
No.
See some mullets.
Or mullets, I meant. That's what I meant.
So they're gonna attempt a 52-yard field goal. And again, if it means Coon Rapids has to take over at the 20, why not?
Yeah,
it'd be an amazing kick. Snuggerud missed the 45-yarder. This is another one, has enough distance, and it is good.
Wow.
That is a heck of a boot for Nick Snuggerud.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, and he actually took a hit at the end of that. Nothing called. That's a big boot. That's a leg.
You don't see the 52-yard field goal from a high school kicker very often.
You rarely see the 40-yard field goal from a high school kicker, but boy, that just had as much as he needed, and it just went over the crossbar.
And Nick Snuggerud already a 97-yard touchdown reception. Did he have one of the fumble recoveries as well?
I believe he did.
Had a defensive play or two in there, and now a 52-yard field goal to put his team up 17-0 with just over a minute remaining in the first half.
I want to give a big shout out to the boys back at DSG watching the game instead of working, Joe Yen, Mark, and John and Paul, get back to work.
Who can blame them?
I can't blame them. Well, you know, anytime they get the opportunity to see Jen Halverson, they definitely turn the opportunity on.
It makes me want to tune in for sure. Good first half for the Chaska Hawks. Kept Coon Rapids offense from getting any kind of rhythm going. And a 52-yard field goal from Nick Snuggerud.
Yeah.
Think he's enjoying his day?
I would think so, although he took a little bit of a hit at the end of that.
Taking quite a while to get the ball down to kick off here. Not sure what the delay is. They're going to take 5 seconds off.
Yeah.
Oh, because they did not start the clock when they kicked the field goal. So just 64 seconds remain for the Cardinals. They do have 2 timeouts. But a defense in Chaska that has not given them much to work with at all. Short kick will be taken by Jeebly, dropped at the 20. He's got to fall on top of it at the 23-yard line.
So exactly 1 minute left on the play clock here in this first half. Cardinals trailing 17-0 after just giving up a 52-yard field goal. Amazingly enough.
Jake Van Holzen on first down. They set up the screen for Jeebly. He gets a block and gets a nice gain. He's got a first down to the 33, but that's as far as he'll go.
Yeah, that was a nice block on the outside from, I believe that was Leighton.
Gain of 12 out to the 34. 1st and 10 from there. Van Holzen rolling to his right. Now is going to run. Cuts back and he's taken down by Klotz. Great pursuit. Keeps him for no gain.
Well, we've talked about the lateral pursuit by this Chaska Hawk defense, and we've seen it all afternoon long. They just do such a nice job of moving to the ball.
20 seconds remaining in this first half. Chaska with a 97-yard touchdown reception by Nick Snuggerud, and then a 36-yard touchdown run by Steve-O Klotz. And then the 52-yard field goal by Snuggerud has them up 17-0. We'll take a break. Be back with more from the bank after this. You're watching this Class 5A state semifinals on CTN.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
Back at the U.S. Bank Stadium, Chaska leading Coon Rapids 17-0 at the half of this semifinal game. And down on the sideline with Cardinal head coach Nick Russin is our Jen Halverson. Jen?
Well, Coach, Chaska has sustained steady drives throughout this half. What do you shift defensively to allow 4 more stops?
Well, we offensively, we need to help out our defense. You know, they're on the field a lot right now. You know, and they're keeping us in this ball game. You know, Chaska, we knew wanted to be, you know, run the ball. We knew they were very physical. We as an offense need to help out our defense so they're not on the field as much.
What positions do you put their quarterback and their offensive weapons in to make them more uncomfortable next half?
Yeah, you know, I think, you know, Coach Trevor will go inside. They'll make some adjustments. You know, just we're really close on a lot of stuff. You know, that big touchdown they had, you know, we got 2 guys deep. You know, it's just about making plays. And so we'll go into halftime. Again, this thing is far from over. We'll make adjustments. We'll come out and we'll keep fighting.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Joe?
All right, thank you, Jen. And still a lot of football to be played. These Chaska Hawks have lived up to the hype. Their defense has been unyielding. Their offense, a couple of big plays, has them up 17-0 at the half. First half stats and highlights up next on CTN.
Live coverage of today's game is brought to you by Twin Cities Gateway. Play and stay in the Gateway. And by Rapids Honda, home of the guaranteed 45-minute oil change.
Back at U.S. Bank Stadium, halftime of this Class 5A semifinal. Chaska with a 17-0 lead over the Coon Rapids Cardinals. And the whole big, but certainly not inescapable for the Cardinals.
No, and I really like what Coach Russin had to say. I mean, really, they have to take some of that pressure off their defense by playing a little bit better on the offensive side of the ball. Having said that, there is plenty of game left, just trailing by 17 points. But again, the defense has been out there probably way too much for Coach Russin's liking, and I think they'll make those adjustments and really try and get that offense in more of a flow.
Yeah, the offense hasn't found much rhythm at all. And really, when you look at it, Chaska hasn't either. Their scores have all come on big plays, the kind of big plays we haven't seen the Cardinals give up much in this season thus far. Couple of interceptions back and forth, and then Chaska backed deep. Get this, 97-yard catch and run from Nick Snuggerud in the first quarter to open the scoring and give them a 7-0 lead. Coon Rapids, 2 turnovers in that first half. A big strip and recovery there for Michael Brown, and that's set up on 4th down. They go to the Wildcat, and they send Steve O'Klotz up the middle, and he gains 36 yards and a touchdown. But the Hawks have turned it over twice as well. So Cardinal defense, as Coach Russin said, keeping him in the game, giving him an opportunity. Still certainly opportunities to come back and make this close at the end. But this one you don't see very often. This is the miss from 45 yards.
Yep.
He misses it wide left. But then with just over a minute remaining, he sticks this one from 52 yards out. And that is Snuggerud again. So Snuggerud having a great afternoon, a 97-yard touchdown reception, a 52-yard field goal. His team up 17-0 at the half.
Yeah, but you look at the discrepancy on the right side of the ledger in terms of how much yardage that the Hawks were able to do. And the impressive thing is it's pretty well balanced, 114 yards on the ground, 135 yards through the air. But having said all that, again, this is an opportunity for Coon Rapids. I mean, they just 1 yard rushing, and that's typically not their game. They run the ball much better than that. I just think they've got themselves in second and third and long too many times. And so those are some of the things that I know they'll make some adjustments on, especially on the offensive side of the ball when they come out here, because they do get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, they have not been able to establish any kind of running game, and a lot of that credit goes to this very staunch Chaska defense. Really, both lines for the Chaska Hawks have dictated how this game played in the first half.
Yeah, we talked about it in the opening. The team that wins the battle at the point of attack should win this game, and so far Chaska has won those battles on both sides of the football. But those things can change around. And the key thing that you said, Joe, earlier is that the Cardinal defense have not used to giving up those big plays. So I think that's where they'll try and tighten up things coming out in the second half.
How do they bounce back? How does the Cardinal Nation respond with more from the sideline? Jen Halverson. Jen?
Thanks, Joe. I am here in the midst of Cardinal Nation with some of the seniors leading the cheering pack today. How are you keeping the energy up so far?
I think just keeping everybody in the game, always constantly doing cheers, cheering, amping everybody up, dancing, showing off your best dance moves.
What would you say is your favorite cheer as one of the cheerleaders down there on the sidelines?
Ooga booga for sure. The crowd loves it. We love doing it with them, and just getting them pumped up for it. That's the best part, I feel like.
You were noting earlier that you want this nation to be louder. What is your take going into the second that you're gonna expand on Cardinal Nation's energy?
I think just giving everything I have, emptying my pockets, because this could be our last game, and I've watched these guys in my grade win the championship in 8th grade, and I've been with them till now, and all I want is for them to succeed.
Awesome. Well, good luck to Cardinals Nations. We'll throw it back up to Joe and Howie.
All right, thank you, Jen, and we will throw it to another break. We'll be back to the bank for the second half kickoff right after this. You're watching CTN's live coverage of the Class 5A football semifinal.
Want to know the who, what, when, and where of Coon Rapids? Then just follow CTN on social media. It's that simple. Whether it's Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Keep up with local news, sports, and events, and the people who make our community such a great place to live. So give us a follow, like, share, or subscribe, and always be the first to know what's up in Coon Rapids. That's CTN, helping you stay connected.
Fans on their feet hoping they can cheer a little louder here in the second half. Their Cardinals trail the Chaska Hawks 17-0 midway through this state semifinal. Winner moves on to the championship. The championship on Saturday the 30th at 4 o'clock right back here.
Well, we'll see what kind of adjustments that Coon Rapids, both teams obviously are going to make some adjustments, but we'll see what the Cardinals have done here, because they certainly, with getting the ball to start the second half, they definitely need points. Yeah, they can't go much longer without getting any points. There's Superintendent David Law in attendance. Making sure everybody follows the law.
Snuggerud to kick it off, and a good boot. It's going to go into the end zone for a touchback. And Coon Rapids will start 1st and 10 from their own 20. Van Holzen out of the shotgun on 1st down. Handoff goes to Jeebly. Big hole left side. Cuts back, has a nice gain. Out across the 40 to about the 43-yard line.
Well, you talk about momentum, and that's what the Cardinals need. They need momentum coming out here in the second half. And David Jeebly with some nice blocking on the left side of that line just gives them just that. As you're going to see, just a good job. Fake the defense out. That was a lot to do with what Jake Van Holzen did too on the fake, because it kind of brought the defense in towards him and allowing David Jeebly to gain the edge.
Sonny Tao, the man in motion on 1st and 10 from the 42. Keeping it this time as Van Holzen tried to flip it out for Jordan Doe, and the pass had just a little too much air underneath it.
Yeah, there were a couple of Hawk defenders right there. Had he been able to complete the pass, I'm not sure would have been much gained on the play.
May have been a loss, as a matter
possibly.
of fact.
Although Jordan Doe is pretty quick.
Jordan Doe is very quick.
Yeah.
2nd and 10. Pass complete to Sonny Tao, avoids a man and has 9 yards to the 49-yard line of Chaska. 3rd and short.
Yeah, just a nice little juke move by Sonny, and then it kind of turned it upfield and realized he saw about 3 purple jerseys coming towards him. Decided just to, you know what, I'll take a seat on the turf and make it 3rd and very short.
On 3rd and 1. Handoff goes to Jeebly. Met at the line. He will not have enough for the first down. A big stop by the Hawks defense.
I think in this situation, Joe, it looks like obviously they're going to go for it.
You heard Coach Russin talking. The offense has to take some pressure off the defense by staying on the field. The quarterback sneak by Van Holzen will have enough for the first down to the 47-yard line.
Well, and it looked like initially that he may have been stopped, but a nice surge kind of pushing him forward.
David Jeebly jumped in behind to help force his quarterback forward. And first down in Chaska territory. Van Holzen to throw again. This pass is complete. Jordan Doe to the 42, a gain of 5.
That was a nice throw. That was a nice throw. It was right in where it needed to be amongst some pretty good coverage.
A lot of purple jerseys there, but he threads the needle, gets it into the breadbasket of Jordan Doe, who has the catch for 5. 2nd and 5 from the 42. Jeebly in the backfield with Van Holzen. Fake the give. Van Holzen wants to throw. Stretches to the left. Now throws complete to Doe. A first down. And he's out of bounds at the 34-yard line.
Well, this looks like a complete different offense coming here into the second half than it did in the first. They're doing a really nice job of moving the ball, a little mixed in with the run and the pass.
Well, and just a great job on that play by Jake Van Holzen to stretch the field, give his receiver time to get open. Still keep his eyes downfield, make the pass, get the first down at the 34. They sprint Jeebly out to the right. On the keeper is Van Holzen. Nice hole on the left side. He's forced out of bounds. And we'll see where they mark him right near that first down stripe.
Cardinals have more first downs on this drive than they had in the entire first half.
And you can add another as that is a first down run for Van Holzen.
Yeah, now they got another one. So
4 first downs on this opening drive. They have it 1st and 10 from the 24. Van Holzen with time, throws, pass complete. And Avant Shannon out of bounds inside the 5. It'll be 1st and goal to go.
What else I'm noticing, Joe, is that the offensive line is really doing a good job against that rush up front for the Cards, and a good throw. Nice job, Shannon, right where he needs to be with the catch. And the Cardinals are knocking on the door exactly what they look to do here on this opening drive in the second half.
Handoff to Jeebly, hit immediately, and he'll be stopped for no gain. It looks like they're even going to give him a loss of a yard. Be 2nd and goal from the 5. When we saw the numbers, single digits in rushing yardage for Coon Rapids in the first half. Now 2nd and goal from the 5. Handoff goes to Jeebly again, cuts up field, and he is into the end zone for a touchdown. The Cardinals are on the board.
Well, it couldn't have happened more perfectly for Coon Rapids as they were able to take this opening kickoff and put points on the board, Joe, and that really gives them some additional momentum that they sorely needed.
Great hole and a great second effort, spinning off contact and into the end zone. Findlay on to attempt the extra point. Kick is up. It is no good. Wide left.
That's tough. I mean, that's a tough situation. Instead of being down by 10, you're now down by 11. As you see David Jeebley take it into the end zone. Nice job just spinning his way into the paint.
Well, a good fast
Look at the blocking,
drive.
though. Yeah, and again, good blocking as well, allowing him to get into the end zone.
Drive at 80 yards, take just over 3 minutes off the clock.
Kevin Horton with a nice block for the Cardinals. As there you see the missed extra point opportunity from Finley. "11 plays to go 80 yards. Took 3:09 off the clock, topped off by a 5-yard David Jeebley touchdown run, and unfortunately the point after missed by the Cardinals.
Cardinal fans have something to cheer about,
They
but
do.
the Hawks know they still have the lead. They're faithful on their feet and cheering as their team set to take the ball right back, and this one kicked out of bounds on the far sideline, and the Hawks will take over in great field position.
Well, now again, you throw it back to put some pressure on that your defense has to come out here and see if they can get a stop and give the ball right back to your offense, because certainly it is plenty of time left, and this is still anybody's game at this point.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team number 35. Ball will be placed at the 35-yard line. First down.
The illegal procedure call against Findlay for kicking out of bounds. We've had one on either side now. The Hawks, with a 17-6 lead, will take over from their own 35-yard line. Ball popped free, but recovered by Wirtz. Gained a couple of yards before being taken down.
Boy,
Santiago Taylor on the tackle.
He is definitely fortunate in that situation.
That ball was just hanging
come
in
out.
the air for a second as he faked the give to Kuntz. Quick throw right side, incomplete. He had the man open, but pass is too low for Bachman to reel in.
Well, now in a situation at 3rd and 8, you're in a great spot for your defense. You want to try and put some pressure on them, try and complete that long 3rd down attempt. And we'll see what kind of pressure Coon Rapids is going to bring here on 3rd and 8.
Four receivers on 3rd and long. Kuntz, the single set back in the backfield with Wirtz out of the shotgun. Rolls to his left, sets, throws. Pass is complete. And a first down to Snuggerud as he's forced out of bounds at about the 47, but they'll give him forward progress out to the 48.
Nice pattern by Snuggerud as he's running with Jeebley, and then he's just going to stop and plant. Jeebley's going to go by him, and there's the quick throw.
They'll mark it at the 49. 1st and 10 from there for the Chaska Hawks. Nearly got the Cardinals to jump. Wirtz will check the sideline, reset the play. Handoff goes to Holasek, a short gain into the Cardinals. And a gain of 3. He'll set up 2nd and 7.
They said Holasek just trying to follow his blockers as Miles Taylor's going to catch him from behind and bring him down.
Cardinals showing blitz in the middle. Backing off. Wirtz changing the play. Back into the backfield. Handoff goes to Klotz, and somehow he kept his feet and kept pushing forward. A nice gain. It'll be third and about a yard.
Yeah, because it looked like he may have been tackled as we have a Chaska Hawk down on the field. We'll see it again. I mean, look at the initial contact. He's going to take the hit, but he's going to, again, not go down and continue to move his feet forward. That's just a beautiful run by Klotz to pick up that nice yardage. But unfortunately, one of the offensive linemen is down on the play, I believe.
It's Austin Arnold.
Yeah, Austin Arnold. I certainly hope he is all right.
Chaska will have a 3rd and 2 from the Coon Rapids 43-yard line.
Looks like Matt Lamel will come in and take his place, at least initially, as he's able to, for the most part, walk off under his own power. He's got a little bit of a limp there. It looks like it might be an ankle. Maybe it looks like something he's had dealt with an issue before.
And the Hawks, after giving up the touchdown on the opening Coon Rapids drive, trying to answer here. 3rd and 2 from the Coon Rapids 43. Out of the Wildcat, Klotz will look to run right side as the first down to the 38.
Boy, they run that play so well, and again, it's all because of the surge up front by the big boys from Chaska. Again, you just push that defensive front back of Coon Rapids, and following behind does a nice job of making sure that they continue to keep this drive moving forward.
Needed 2, got 4.
I mean, look at that push. I mean, you've got like 3 guys on.
Well, and they've gone to that Wildcat formation, I think, 3 times, and all 3 times they have run off the right side, and they've done it successfully, including the 36-yard touchdown early in the second quarter. Handoff goes to Kuntz, and he's going to pick up about 3 off the right side.
Yeah, we knew coming in, and both coaches alluded to this, is that this is going to be a very physical game, and it really has. I mean, both fronts have been physical on both sides of the ball for both squads.
Second and 7 now for the Hawks. Handoff goes to Klotz, and he is going to be through for a first down to the 28.
Yeah, if Chaska can come away with points, that's a great answer to Coon Rapids coming out on that opening drive and scoring on that first possession.
Well, they're apparently already in field goal range.
Yeah, exactly.
We know that for sure. 1st and 10 from the Coon Rapids 28. Handoff again goes to Klotz. And he gets such a great push from the offensive line, having 2 lead guys blocking the way. He doesn't get touched until he's 5 yards into the defensive backfield. Another good run on first down sets up 2nd and 6. Sorry, I meant to say 2nd and 4, but they call it 2nd and 3 from the 22. Run back to the near side, just across the 20 is Holisek. And it'll be 3rd and very short.
Yeah, Holisek being that up back, they just feed it to him up front. Tries to gain that first down.
Third and 2 from the 20. There they go with the Wildcat again. This time they try and run off left, and they've got a first down to the 15.
Yeah, this is a methodical drive for the Hawks. They're just doing such a nice job of controlling the line of scrimmage, controlling the clock, and picking up first downs.
They'll stay in the Wildcat. Klotz running right. Short gain to the 12, a gain of 3.
I think the Chaska fans were calling for a flag. Thought maybe they got a little face mask there, but that was a nice tackle. He brought him down by the back of the jersey.
Again, the Wildcat. Klotz on the snap. He's tripped up. And it's right close to that first down. It's either going to be first and goal or third and very short.
Yeah, I think it's third and about a half a yard, maybe not even that.
Third and less than a yard.
Cardinals putting few big boys in on the defensive front here.
Klotz weaving his way through, a second push and a touchdown for the Chaska Hawks.
Yeah, give credit to Chaska. That was a very, very nice drive. They were able to control the clock, control field position, pick up a number of first downs, and then answer quickly to the Cardinals' score. That's a little deflating for Coon Rapids because they had that momentum coming out after scoring on that first drive. It puts more pressure on them because now, I mean, they took a lot of time off the clock. Just 2:29 left in the third quarter.
A little less than 6.5 minutes on the drive. And it ends with their third touchdown, second of the game for Steve-O Klotz. Cardinals a little eager.
They were definitely a little eager.
Dead ball, encroachment. Defense, number 44. Half the distance to the goal. Try for point. Decline. Retry.
Why would you decline the penalty? He hadn't kicked it. If the result was a good kick, you declined it. I get that. They still got to kick it. May as well be a yard and a half closer, but either way, it's good. And it is 24-6 in favor of Chaska with a tick less than 2.5 to play in the third quarter.
And again, I mean, look how much time was taken off the clock. 6:22. I mean, that just takes a lot of time away from Coon Rapids. And the key for them is they punch it in and they increase their lead back. So, I mean, this is a really nice drive on the Hawks side.
Well, the Chaska Hawks just one loss this season. That was at the hands of Armstrong.
Yep.
Midway through their regular season schedule. And the other side of the bracket are Elk River and St. Thomas Academy. Both of these teams played St. Thomas Academy. The Cardinals in opening day, they lost by shutout. And the Hawks on the final game of the regular season, they beat the Cadets by shutout.
Well, and that'll be a good second half of the bracket game in Elk River and St. Thomas Academy. I believe that's tomorrow evening.
Correct. Yeah, that's a Elk River team that can definitely put up points. They had to score 58 to win in the quarterfinal round.
Well, they did give up a lot of points, but they won with 1.4 seconds remaining in the game on a great play that they threw the ball and the receiver caught it and able to get past a couple of defenders and went the distance.
Well, and a team that is not normally a passing team either.
Nope.
As far as the Elk River Elks, but then you look at St. Thomas, the Cadets beating defending champion Owatonna 21-0 in the quarterfinal round. That's another really great defense here at the state tournament.
Yeah, it really was a good defense. So I mean, there's been so many good games in the state tournament.
Van Holzen on 1st and 10 from the 20, fakes the give, will keep it, and get just across the line of scrimmage, a gain of a yard.
No, Jake wasn't able to get that surge. Again, a good job by the defense coming, just getting a hand at the ankle to bring him down. You see it again, just trying to turn it upfield. But that was Holisek. We talked about him in the opening, leading tackler for this Hawk team.
Pass is picked off as Cage Montoya, he's made a couple of big plays on defense already. This one is giant.
And again, that
or
pass.
Was that Aaron Nash?
That pass just, that was.
It was Aaron Nash,
that was
35.
Aaron Nash.
Or is that 36?
No, that's
it is
36.
Montoya.
It is Montoya.
Okay.
Yep. And again, watch this pass. I don't think it had enough on it. Oh, it looked like it was tipped as well. But that would have been a tough play to convert. Jordan Doe was the intended receiver. He was covered pretty well. But give credit to this Hawk defense is able to take it away. That's the third turnover of the day for Coon Rapids.
And after pushing it back to a 3-score lead, they get the ball right back in plus territory, starting 1st and 10 from the Coon Rapids 34-yard line. They just completed a long, sustained drive. And on the start, it's Wirtz on the keeper. And he's going to be close to another first down as he's taken down by T.J. Hawkins way downfield.
Yeah, and the big man had to run away to make that tackle.
It is going to be enough, and it is going to move the sticks 1st and 10 from just inside the 24-yard line. Handoff goes to Kuntz. He's wrapped up and dropped immediately by King. Gain of maybe a yard.
Cardinal Nation with chance of defense, trying to see if they can come up with a stop here as we're winding down to the end of the third quarter.
Essential at this point. Handoff again goes to Holisek, and he's tripped up, but he gains a couple. It'll be 3rd and about 3.
And Ty King a little slow to get up, but we saw him injured earlier in the game, but he jumps back to his feet.
So they mark him down at the 19-yard line, so 3rd and 5 from there. Hawks give themselves a lot of options out of the backfield.
They do.
When they run that pistol with a full house. Handoff goes to Klotz, and somehow, again, it seemed he was stopped, but he's able to find a second effort that gets him the first down to the 11.
Yeah, he really did, and again, it's just by keeping those legs moving, keeping his feet moving forward. He does a really nice job with his momentum.
And that is going to do it for the third quarter. The Chaska Hawks have a 24-6 lead in the state semifinal, and they are knocking on the doorstep once more. We'll be back with the fourth quarter from the bank on CTN after this.
Live coverage of today's game is brought to you by Twin Cities Gateway. Play and stay in the Gateway. And by Rapids Honda, home of the guaranteed 45-minute oil change.
We do appreciate the sponsors who allow us to bring this state semifinal to the audience live. We start the fourth quarter. Chaska up 24-6. They have it 1st and 10 from the Coon Rapids 11, but they jumped. Very few flags really in the entire game, but this is a rarity against the Hawks offense.
Yeah, it really is. Just a miscue there as they jumped.
Dead ball, false start, offense, number 51. 5-yard penalty remains first down.
And the Cardinals certainly will take it.
Cardinals defense will take any help they can get.
Yep.
This Chaska offense humming so far in this second quarter. The Cardinal offense, a good, solid scoring drive on the opening possession, and then the Hawks marched down in methodical fashion to go 80 yards, just about 6.5 minutes off the clock. And then the defense goes out, gets them a short field, and now they're trying to really put the pressure on the Cardinals. The score here would be almost sealing the victory. A short run here for Klotz to the 9-yard line.
You know, outside of
or
giving
14-yard line.
outside of giving up that 80-yard drive to Coon Rapids, defense for Chaska has played so well, and really just putting Coon Rapids. We talked about it at halftime in second long down situations and ones that they can ill afford to be in. But I think a score here makes it really difficult for the Cardinals. It's a tough sled as it is, being down 24-6. But another score here will make it really tough.
I guess still technically a 2-score game,
right?
With 2 touchdowns and 2-point conversions. It's that's oh no, that's still it is a 3-score game.
It is.
That only gets you to 22.
Yep.
My math works eventually
Well,
if
it's
I
Minneapolis
actually use
math.
it.
You just couldn't get your shoes and socks off fast enough.
Kuntz's short run will set up 3rd and 11. From the 12, they can get a first down at the 1-yard line. Cardinal Nation trying to cheer on the defense again, create some trouble for the Chaska offense. Handoff goes to Klotz. Great blocking in front of him. He dives forward to about the 6, but it'll be 4th down and 5.
Well, and they're gonna. I think they're gonna try a field goal here. I believe anyway. This situation, they do not want to come away empty. And with that kind of field goal kicker that the Hawks have, this is pretty much a gimme for him.
This will be a 23-yard attempt for Snuggerud, who kicked the 52-yarder in the second quarter. And this is just a chip shot, makes it look easy. It's 27-6.
Yeah, and again, a nice drive after the interception. Didn't come away with a touchdown, but you do come away with points in the field goal.
And again, you took a significant chunk of clock away from the Cardinals, who now trail by 21.
So the Cardinals will get the ball. 9:50 remaining in this contest. And
Snuggerud to kick it away here. 9:50 to play, fourth quarter. Chaska Hawks up 27-6 over the Coon Rapids Cardinals. Winner moves on to the Prep Bowl on Saturday the 30th. Short, high kick angled toward the sideline. Cardinals let it bounce. They're going to have to pick it up. Jeebly does so at about the 16-yard line and immediately is hit by Chaska Hawks. But, angle it toward the sideline. Some of the Cardinals run away, and the Hawks, fortunately for Coon Rapids, were not able to get to that ball first.
yeah, no, and obviously, like you said, you got to fall on it.
And now Coon Rapids will come out trailing by 21 with a long field in front of them. They're going to mark it right at the 18-yard line. Jeebly sprints out to the right. On the keeper is Van Holzen, and the Hawks stay home. Tackled by Nick Stranger.
Yeah, and again, they do a nice job of stringing it out. The defense does, and really, Van Hulsen has nowhere to go. I mean, look at the lateral pursuit by this Hawk team and fighting off a block and making sure they just push him out of bounds.
Swing pass goes to Jeebly right side, gets a couple of blocks, spins away, has a first down out across the 30 to the 31-yard line.
Yeah, again, another nice run by David Jeebly, and we didn't see any of that in the first half. Their running game did not get going until after halftime.
First and 10 from the 31. Every play is critical now for the Cardinals on offense. Quarterback option hit immediately is Van Hulsen, and he's going to be dropped for a short loss.
The clock continues to move, under 9 minutes remaining.
Van Hulsen, pressure comes, he's able to avoid it, throw, and incomplete. Wanted Doe along the sideline. Took a hit after he delivered the ball.
Yeah, he did a nice job of getting away from the defenders and just allowing himself to try and deliver the football. But again, that one thrown out of bounds.
Now 3rd down and 11. Chaska fans getting loud. Van Hulsen takes the snap, steps up in the pocket. He's chased and dropped. The sack will make it 4th and about 14.
Obviously, at this point in the game, you go for it here, trailing by 21.
Needing 3 touchdowns, you can't expect to punt it away, get it back to score 3 times. They'll take a timeout here. Talk about what they call on 4th and 14 from their own 27.
Yeah, they want to make sure that everybody's on the same page at this point. I mean, if it's a big down, you want to try and keep this drive alive. And you certainly don't want to turn it over at this part of the field, but you're correct, Joe, with time remaining, and you've got to be able to continue your drive. Make sure you check everything we do at CTN out on YouTube. We have live girls hockey next. We have basketball as well on, I believe, on Tuesday.
It's amazing.
So we've got winter sports is starting to take effect, but we're still in fall. We're in fall sports mindset here at the U.S. Bank.
But the time ticking away on that fall season, it all comes down to this play. They are going to send the punt unit out on 4th and 14.
What do we know?
Hawks will keep the defense ready. They'll send Snuggerud back to return just in case the punt does come. But certainly awaiting a possible fake. And the Cardinals will take another timeout.
Well, they just took one, and obviously Coach Russin didn't like what he saw coming back after that timeout. Decides better take another one at this point.
Little less than 8 minutes remaining in this 4th quarter. Chaska a 24-6 lead. They started the scoring with a 97-yard touchdown in the opening quarter, added a 36-yard touchdown run by Steve O'Klotz in the second, a 52-yard field goal by Nick Snuggerud late in that first half, And then after the Cardinals got on the board with a Jeebly touchdown in the third quarter, they added another touchdown and another field goal, and they sit comfortably up 27-6. And Coon Rapids facing a do-or-die. 4th and 14, offense back on the field. Looking to throw and looking long. It is tipped and incomplete. Wanted Jordan Doe. Good coverage on the play by Adamowska.
Yeah, they swung a couple of defenders over to that side, and unfortunately, Van Holzen couldn't complete the pass to Doe. You see a couple of purple jerseys there.
And so now the Hawks will take over deep in Coon Rapids territory. 7:53 to play, a 21-point lead on the board. And they're starting to taste it on the home side.
I would think so with under 8 minutes remaining.
Handoff goes to Kuntz. He's hit immediately by Miles. Taylor got back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Chaska with 347 yards of total offense, 147 through the air, 200 on the ground, and 17 first downs. In retrospect, Coon Rapids, 137 total yards of offense, 97 through the air, 40 on the ground, 9 first downs so far here this afternoon.
Well, in a much better second half offensively.
Yep.
But that Chaska defense, we talked about it right off the top. It's been very impressive over the last month and a half. And it continued here at State. And here's Kuntz bouncing it outside for a nice gain. He's got a first down as he's chased out of bounds near the 12-yard line.
Yeah, and again, just doing a good job. They've been doing a good job of really controlling what they want to do on offense all day long. A lot of sustained drives, taking a lot of time off the clock. Then here again, with a nice job as he bounces it to the outside, is going to fight off Shy Williams before he's taken out of bounds.
Handoff to Kuntz again. Nice blocking along that left side. He's got about 5 more, make it 6 down to the 6-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 4. Hopes are starting to flicker for the Cardinals to advance here, but a touchdown would pretty much seal their fate. A field goal, it's still a 3-score game. And even a 3-score game, it's close to being over against this defense. Kuntz is going to be held just short of a first down. It'll be 3rd and 1 from the 3.
Yeah, and really the Cardinals have a well, they must not have taken that timeout, that second timeout, because they still have 2 on the clock. Because they look like, I thought they took 2 timeouts back to back, but they still have 2.
I'm pretty sure they did.
Yeah.
I believe that's an error that it did not come off. 3rd and a yard for Chaska. Handoff goes to Kuntz, left side, touchdown Hawks.
Yeah, easy drive, and then again just capping it off with
5 plays, all runs by Kuntz.
Yep.
Kuntz has his first touchdown of the Minnesota State High School tournament, and his team has a lock on this lead late in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, and he's been doing a lot of work for just that first touchdown, but he's been doing a lot of work on their entire drives. Just doing a good job of running that football.
Snuggered out to attempt the extra point. It is up, it is good, but a flag on the field, and they're going to have to do it again.
Yeah.
They'll just. This penalty, I understand why he declined, because
it was good.
Kick was good, so they won't have to retry.
Dead ball, encroachment, defense number 5. That penalty's declined. Try for point.
Oh, because it's a dead ball. It's
Yeah.
before the snap,
Yep.
so they do have to retry.
Yep.
And they will. Again, they declined it. They just like
They
that
like it from
spot
there.
on the field.
Well, he's used to it.
And it's automatic the second time through. It is 34-6 in favor of Chaska.
Yeah, Chaska, give credit to the Hawks. They've really come in here with a good game plan. Have done a really nice job on both sides of the football. You know, Cardinals really didn't get any momentum going until that first drive of the second half. But you know, give credit to the Hawks. They gave up that touchdown, but came right back and scored another one of their own to regain that momentum. And they sit up here with 5:45 remaining with a 34-6 lead.
Nothing's ever over until it's over, but now you're in miracle territory.
You really are. A 5-play drive, 27 yards, 2:08 off the clock. Kuntz with that touchdown run. Yeah, things just haven't gone Coon Rapids' way here this afternoon. Yeah, you got to give credit to that defense from Chaska. Did a really nice job.
High, short kick. Cardinals bobble it. Lucky Morange able to pick it back up, but then loses yardage on the return. He's tripped up at about the 23-yard line. He and Ethan Tedrow nearly ran into one another as they tried to take the kick. Fortunately, not turning it over, but Cardinals forced to throw. The Hawks, with just one safety deep, may show some pressure and certainly have a lead big enough they can afford to gamble a little bit. Bubble screen to Jordan Doe, gets a first down out to the 35 where he's out of bounds.
You know, that's been one of their bread and butter plays all season long, not able to get it going here. That time, just really nice blocking on the edge is allowed Doe pick up that first down.
Send Doe in motion to the left, and they'll throw it to him on this quick swing out of the backfield. But a great defensive play by Ben Cornille as he stops it for a loss.
Yeah, Sonny just couldn't hold that block enough for him to make that play.
Loss of 2 will make it 2nd and 12. Doe, the man in motion, he gets the carry, looking for a place to turn up, and does. Spins forward to the 39-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 6. Third down conversion rate not pretty for the Cardinals this afternoon. Van Holzen waits, throws, has Avant Shannon. He bobbled it and dropped it. He was behind the defenders, had a big first down, and may have had a chance to run it all the way. Took his eyes off the ball, and it falls to the turf.
And he really did, and then you see it here. I mean, he had that right into his hands, and he knows it. He's frustrated.
If he makes the catch, safety Jack Frick may have had a chance to take him down, but that was the only man he had left to beat. And now here we are, another 4th down situation. 4th and 6 from their own 39-yard line. 4:20 remaining in the 4th quarter. And the Cardinals took timeout before
timeout.
They
Coon
snapped the
Rapids.
ball.
That's their final timeout, the second
And
half.
that will be the final timeout.
Well, still has 1 on the clock, but I'm going to run up on the scoreboard as a timeout for the Cardinals. But
I'm going to go with the official.
I am going to go as well.
What a season for the Coon Rapids Cardinals, though, is regardless of what happens over the next 4 minutes and 20 seconds, they achieved great things this year.
Oh.
And this senior group has faced such adversity. A number of the seniors on this team played varsity as seniors and have had 3 different head coaches during their high school career. They have persevered through it. They have stuck together, and they put together a magnificent season.
Yeah, they really have, and you look at what they've done, and sure, is it disappointing? Absolutely disappointing, but they can't hang their heads because they've had such a good season. They've run into a really good Chaska squad.
Yeah, hats off to the Hawks, as you mentioned. This one's going to be a first down to Doe, just shy of midfield. As prevent defense on the field for the Hawks, just keeping them in front of them.
And I think no one really thought that Coon Rapids would be here in the semifinals of the state championship. So, kudos to this whole program. And, they're going to lose a lot of good players. I mean, a lot of good players. And when we do our review show, we'll go a little more over that. But the key thing is that it promises to bring maybe additional kids to the team.
Play action, pumping is Van Holzen, now wants to run it. As Doe as a blocker, gets out of bounds after a gain of about 4, maybe 5, depending on where they spot it. The Hawks clearly on defense, just making sure they're not giving up the big play over the top. They will give him 5, spotted at the Chaska 46-yard line, 2nd and 5.
And we have an injured Hawk as well, getting some assistance from a couple of teammates off the field.
It's Spencer Getz, not putting any pressure on his right leg, and definitely hope that's nothing too serious.
We certainly hope so.
Because these Hawks have another game to play. They'll have a couple weeks off before the Prep Bowl on Saturday the 30th.
And it's always a good amount of time to get some players healed up before the next contest.
They will face the winner of tomorrow night's semifinal between Elk River and St. Thomas Academy. Play action, swing pass goes to Doe. Gets a block from Tao and has a first down out of bounds at the 40-yard line.
Smartly using that sideline to make sure he stops the clock with 4:03 remaining. I mean, the Cardinals would love to come away with another score before this game is over. They know that they're a better team than just putting up 6 points on the afternoon.
But they knew coming in, Chaska Hawks are for real, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Just 1 loss this season. Pass complete to Jordan Doe. And a couple of Hawks collided, and Doe nearly had his head ripped off. But he has the reception for a first down to the 20.
And that was a pretty throw from Jake. Right on the money. Again, good protection up front. And that ball is right there as Doe is cutting across.
First and 10 from the Chaska 20. Play action and a keeper for Van Holzen. He's got a blocker, great block from Cheebley. And Van Holzen down to the 2-yard line. It'll be first and goal. Cheebley off the fake gets down in front of Van Holzen and throws a great block that nearly got him to the end zone right
huge.
there. And now the Cardinals with first and goal from the 2. Under center is Van Holzen. They go with the sneak, and they force their way across. He's into the end zone for a touchdown.
Yeah, it's certainly nice to see the Cardinals cap off that drive.
And they'll keep the offense on and go for 2 here. Still trail by 20, and we talked about it. Miracles do happen.
They do.
You need essentially 3
I got to work with
kick,
you after all, so
3
miracles do happen.
onside kick recoveries and quick strikes. Van Holzen setting up the screen. It is complete to Sonny Tao, and the extra point is good.
So I'll make the score 34-14 in favor of Chaska with just under 3 minutes remaining to play in this contest. And again, just a nice job on that 2-point conversion. Just a soft little toss to Sonny. Is there alone, able to make the easy catch for the 2-point conversion. Certainly some long faces on that side line for Coon Rapids because, they've played so well this season and this whole
somebody's
moment.
Season had that.
Absolutely.
They knew that.
They knew that. They just didn't want theirs to be the one that ended.
And, it was first half, two defenses going toe-to-toe and battling it out, and Coon Rapids gave up 2 big plays. That is really the difference in the ballgame. You'll see it's a 3-score game at this point, but really the difference is the 2 big plays they gave up in that first half.
Yep, agree.
They held to a 4th down opportunity. I think it was 4th and 3 from the 36, and they give up the 36-yard touchdown. And, of course, they had, in the first quarter, had Chaska all the way back deep in their own end, and they pull off the 97-yard catch and run by Snuggerud.
Again.
That was on 3rd and 13 from their own 3-yard line.
Both coaches talked about.
It was 4th and 3 from the 36 that they scored their second touchdown on.
Both coaches talked about how they could ill afford to give up the big plays. Coon Rapids giving up a couple of them.
Well, and then a 52-yard field goal by Snuggerud is definitely a big play in high school.
Absolutely.
You see the pros kicking 50-yard field goals all the time, and even at that level, obviously, they're not always successful. It's a bit of a gamble when the pros go for a 50-plus yard field goal. We almost never even see it attempted at the high school level, and Snuggerud put it right where he needed to. The onside attempt, Cardinals touched it early, and so it will matter not as the Hawks get on top of it. It was Mac Bourne that got the recovery, but it clearly touched, I believe it was Tone Manos that made contact with the ball before it had gone 10 yards. And that is where they will give them the ball. They will start at the Cardinal 48-yard line. .259 showing on the clock. Chaska 20-point lead. They're going to give some other guys a chance to play in the state tournament. DeWandis Yaumans on the carry. And they've got Matthew Paul at quarterback.
Yeah, and it's always nice with a lead like this and for some of those players that typically would not see the field, at least on the offense or the defensive side of the ball. They may see it on special teams, but it's always a great opportunity for these young men to get out here in this environment and be able to take the field here at U.S. Bank.
Well, Yaumans has been in there in a fullback situation, spelling Marcus Holisek a couple of times, especially in the second half. But now is the featured back with Paul as the signal caller on 2nd and 5. They will give it to Yaumans again, and he is met at about the 41, but good surge from his offensive line gets him to the 39. It'll be 3rd and about a yard.
Yeah, under 2 minutes, obviously. No timeouts for Coon Rapids. And the Hawks will just continue to run the football as TJ Hawkins with the tackle for Coon Rapids.
Hawks will seal the deal with a first down.
Yep.
Ball hands off to Yaumans. He is stopped in the backfield. It'll be 4th and 2. And the clock will click down under a minute before they have to get this playoff. They need to take it down to about 40 seconds before they snap it. Looks like they're going to wait for it to bleed all the way down and then take a timeout. They have plenty of timeouts remaining.
Yeah, they have all 3.
I would be very surprised to see them punt in this situation.
No, I don't think so. Why would they? Chaska does call a timeout here. They're first in the half.
Make sure they've got a good 4th down call on. I believe, did they go for it a 3rd time? Are they 2 for 3 on 4th down? 1 of 2 still.
Yeah, still 1 of 2.
Thought there was another one mixed in there that they got successfully, but I will defer to the statistical knowledge of Harley Schultz when it comes to that.
The stat master general.
Does look like they're sending a punting unit in. This is the first time they've punted all day.
The fact that they've gone this long without a punt is a testament to them.
Well, and don't rule out the fake.
The fake?
This is Yalman's, the punter, standing just on his side of midfield. Oh, Yalman's has dropped way back, and they've got.
Yeah, they're just taking a knee.
They're just going to take a knee and give the Cardinals the ball back. That's interesting. That's an interesting call on the 4th down after a timeout. You still lose yardage.
Yeah.
Are
you perplexed, Joe Young?
I'm a little confused.
More than normal.
It doesn't. You'd rather take that knee after you get a 1st down, but on 4th and 2, I understand you don't need to run the score up. That's great. But get the ball across the line, at least take a chance at getting it across the line, and then take the knee after that. But you give the Cardinals the ball and a chance to get the offense back on the field one more time. Handoff goes to Miles Taylor up the middle, and Taylor looking for room around the corner. A good stiff arm, and he's to the 35-yard line.
You talk, there's
well, and especially since you've got some second-string defensemen in there, you're not defenders in there. You're not going to get in the way of him.
No.
In a game that you've already got sealed up.
No, definitely not.
Hand off to Taylor again, lowers his shoulder for a gain of 2 or 3. We saw Taylor as the featured back in this offense last season, and then this year a little bit, but for the most part, he's been on the defensive side of the ball where he's had a tremendous season.
Well, and he's a bigger boy.
That is going to do it for this semifinal and for the Cardinals season.
Yeah, Miles a little bit more weight on his frame than a year ago, too, because you're playing that defensive side. But we talked about it, and you mentioned it, Joe. This is they can't. As disappointing as it is for Coon Rapids not to move past this game. What a season! They'll finish their record at 8-4 on the year. They really had a very, very special season. Didn't end the way that they wanted to, but this is a special ball club.
Yeah, and a great group, as we talked about, especially of seniors.
Yep.
That will leave this program, but they hopefully set a foundation that will, as you mentioned earlier, bring perhaps some other guys that had not played or would not have played without this success. It may lead to some more guys showing up in the locker room next fall.
Yeah, and you just look at time of possession: 31-19 for Chaska, 16-41 for Coon Rapids, and that's controlling the ball quite a bit for the Hawks, and give Chaska credit. They're a good ball club.
Absolutely. A great defensive ball club, and I go back to it. It's the 2 big plays in the first half that changed this game. Without those 2 big plays, you go in to the half, maybe it's a 3-point game.
Yeah, I totally agree.
If Coon Rapids is able to break a big play instead of Chaska in that first half, things may have gone the other way, but then, Coon Rapids comes out, gets a great drive to open the second half. They march down and they score. And then Chaska, a methodical drive to go the length of the field, take a bunch of time off the clock, and push their lead right back to 3 scores.
Yeah, and this is a very physical football game on both sides, and obviously we talked about that earlier, that we knew this was going to happen as Chaska comes over and celebrates with their fan base, the students over to the right of us, and Coon Rapids, they're gonna look back at that season eventually. It's gonna sting a little bit for them, but they're gonna look back at this season and realize just how special and just how significant it was for this program, because you look at the futility in the years past and they haven't been able to do what they've wanted to do. This has hopefully turned a corner for the Coon Rapids football program. We'll see as time progresses, but this could leave a mark. In fact, in the year 2019, that the program turned around a bit.
Well, you know, the Cardinals definitely assisted by dropping to 5A.
Right.
This is their 3rd season playing Class 5A. I think this season is a perfect example of this, that this is where they are meant to be, where they can be competitive, they can have some success, but they're certainly not a team that is, they're not winning the championship this year. That means, this is where they should be.
Yeah, exactly.
A good drive to open that second half. David Jeebley getting into the end zone to get the Cardinals on the board, but then second touchdown of the game for Klotz, answered right back. And then more big defense. Montoya with the touchdown, short field goal this time for Snuggerud. And another big stop on 4th down. And another touchdown, this time by Kuntz. And Kuntz, the workhorse for this team. And then, finally gets into the end zone. Jake Van Holzen on a sneak gets another score for the Cardinals, but they come up short, losing 34-14.
Yeah, and the offense more respectable in the second half, able to get some stats. 242 yards of total offense, 151 on the passing game, and 91 on the ground. But yeah, I mean, you're right. The first half didn't play out the way that it wanted to them, and it put them in a hole early on, and really took away what the Cardinals wanted to do, what they wanted to accomplish coming in here this afternoon. But again, you look back on it, they'll take their lumps here for probably the next week or so, and then they'll look back and realize that we sent a foundation for a very special opportunity for the future of this football program.
Well, and they'll be hurt. This is a great senior group. Some nice pieces at the lower levels that contributed mightily this season, no doubt, but a great senior group that will be very heavily missed. Down on the sidelines with some few final thoughts is Jen Halverson. Jen?
Thanks, Joe. Well, Cardinals Nation kept the energy high throughout the entirety of this game, staying psyched up for their group of men on the sidelines, and they never lost hope throughout the whole game. Now, it's been a great journey, a well-earned journey for this group of young men, ending a 36-year long drought for the Cardinals football program, and it's going to be able to be continued later on throughout their journey. And, Coon Rapids being able to bring them back to the Minnesota State High School tournament after, a losing record all these other years. And it's been really special to watch for everyone throughout Cardinals Nation and involved in the program. Joe?
100% agree. It energized the community, the fan base, the school, and it has been fun to watch. Glad that we could be a part of it all the way to the U.S. Bank Stadium. But that's going to do it for this edition of CTN Sports. Again, it's the Chaska Hawks moving on to the Prep Bowl with a 34-14 win over Coon Rapids. Want to thank everybody out there for joining us and continuing to support everything we do here at CTN. For the entire crew, including Jen Halverson and Howie Shapiro, I'm Joe Young saying goodnight.